Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is now finally time for us to reveal to you the secret that we've been keeping, and it's something that Ben and I have been working on for a few years now, so buckle in and we'll let you know what the lowdown is. If you're new here, my name is Molly Van Rokel. Just kidding. This is the iowANFarmer YouTube channel. My husband, Ben. Say hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Films himself doing farmer things throughout the day and throughout the year, all the different seasons that happen. So if this is your first time, welcome, and I hope that you stick around and watch some more content with us for the rest of the year.
Molly and I are going to categorize this as a spring video, and if you guys didn't know, this spring we opened up a fundraiser for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation in the name of my nephew Jet, who was born with cystic fibrosis. For those who do not know what the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is, they distribute funds to help find a cure or improve the quality of life that for people that were diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. Molly and I will be matching a $500 worth of donations, which we've surpassed that by quite a bit. So thank you to everybody that's donated so far, and we'll continue to donate.
So this spring, Ben purchased us 27 acres worth of ground just outside of Centerville, and we are going to put Papo's pumpkin patch right here. So it's gonna be a full-blown pick-your-own pumpkin patch with a farm store, a corn maze, all sorts of outdoor fall activities, a farm zoo, all sorts of fun stuff. And yeah, we're just working on that venture now, trying to get that up and running.
One thing that I've talked about multiple times on different podcasts, or actually on the YouTube channel as well, about how it's hard for younger guys to actually get into farming. And when I talk about farming, everybody tends to think of row crop, corn and soybeans. It's not easy without some help. So I've always said if you wanted to get into farming, you'd have to find a value add proposition. So Molly and I are kind of putting our money where our mouth is here, and we're venturing into agritourism, something that we've been kind of thinking about for a couple of years.
So obviously we're not like creating the wheel here with the idea of a pumpkin patch. That's nothing new. You know, there's pumpkin patches all over the Midwest and all over the United States, really. But we don't have anything within a good, like, decent driving distance of Centerville itself. Everything that is anywhere close to what we're trying to build here is at least an hour away. So we wanted to bring something to the community of Centerville and Rathbun to give them that opportunity to do something in the fall and do something with agritourism and build those fall family traditions of going to a pumpkin patch, maybe taking family photos, that sort of stuff in the fall.
So we kind of stumbled upon this idea accidentally. If you remember, the fun plot is now gone, but a couple of years ago I used to plant something that I called the fun plot, which was half an acre where I'd do cover crops, 60-inch corn, oddball things like that. Well, it got wet and late on us, so that Molly and I ended up actually planting pumpkins there. Well, the pumpkins did okay. They did okay. Lots of weeds, which is one thing that I'm super nervous about, is the weeds when I'm going to grow pumpkins. But we had a lot of pumpkins and what we were going to do with them. So Molly posted on Facebook, basically, if you had kids and you want to come out and pick some pumpkins, come on out. Pumpkins were free. Pick them, take some pictures. He set up some photo op opportunities, and we had a lot of people show up.
We are out here picking pumpkins today. I'm very excited. We're donating some to the care center that I work at. They're having a fall fest this Thursday for them to come, residents, paint some pumpkins with their family members. So we're out here picking them. They look great. There's a lot of really good sized ones. We got some white ones, which I think are beautiful. These like lighter green ones are technically called blue ones, but those are really pretty too. So yeah, very excited for this whole pumpkin patch venture. So yeah, the fun plot pumpkin patch went over really, really well. We had a ton of people come out and pick pumpkins, and even like the next year I had people messaging me and asking if we were going to do it again. So that kind of planted this, excuse the pun, seed of an idea in our brains that this would be a good thing to bring to this community, and that people would respond to it, and that people would want to come to a pumpkin patch. So that started us on the hunt for a decent piece of ground in this area to put a pumpkin patch on. It was a long, hard-fought look to find some ground that was, you know, in good shape and that would lend itself to this sort of venture, and that wasn't going to absolutely break the bank.
Well, we still broke the bank, but we ended up with the piece of property that we kind of wanted. We are right off of Highway 5 and actually like a mile right north of Centerville here. So we didn't get Highway 5 frontage, but you can see us from the Highway 5, and it's just to turn off the main pavement. So the location is really good, and actually it's a quality piece of farm. During the time for our land search, we took our nieces to pumpkin patches. So we visited pumpkin patches. We made a lot of phone calls to people that have run pumpkin patches in rural communities to gain insight from them on how to operate a successful pumpkin patch. A lot of people were very, very helpful with that. I mean, very forthcoming on things that we should do, shouldn't do, tips and tricks, things along those lines. But the consensus was go for it. Like everybody that's done it, well, obviously they're still in business, so that doesn't mean the ones that aren't in business would say not go for it, but everybody said go for it, and it's one of the better things that we did. So over the 2 years, we did our research, we consulted with people, and we came up with our business plan.
So that was kind of challenging to get all of that rolling, get that ball rolling, get that business plan written, and to kind of keep it under wraps. Obviously there were a few people within the community that knew about it that we had to consult with, but we were definitely trying to keep it kind of on the down low throughout the whole process, just in case it didn't happen, first off, and just to kind of keep it close to the belt for us, because there's a lot of opportunity for other people to bring this as well, and we just wanted to make sure that it was us that could bring it to this community.
So yes, here it is, the 27.44 acres that I purchased. Yeah, there's an invisible property line there. That field keeps going that way. But I've got this 27.4 acres here, which this 27.44 acres is actually some of the better soils that we get to farm here in Appanoose County. And it's subject to getting drainage tile put under it, which should really improve the productivity of this ground to grow pumpkins, the corn on the corn maze, and then the parts that will still be actually in regular crop production. And on the flip side of that, the ground, 27.44 acres, I think it's like 27 acres tillable. There is a little bit of a waterway down there that is not tillable.
So prepare yourselves to see a lot more of this mug on the YouTube channel, because we will definitely be documenting this process from start to finish. Obviously the regular content of the farm channel will continue. We'll just have a little segue section for the pumpkin patch venture. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited to see it come together too. So keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube channel for videos coming from me, and we will also be building some social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. So make sure you watch out for those links and those pages. Give us a like, give us a follow to see what's happening on Papo's Pumpkin Patch. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. We're bringing you 5 acres worth of a pick your own pumpkin patch with over 45 varieties of different types of pumpkins, standard old jack-o'-lanterns all the way up to those interesting, weird designer pumpkins, if you will. And then we'll also have a 5-acre corn maze that Benjamin will be cutting himself. So we'll see his design,
fingers crossed,
his design talents come in handy here. And then we'll also have probably about 2.5 acres worth of ground that's going to be completely dedicated to activities, including the farm zoo. Hopefully we can get our friends from the Funny Farm, Marshall and Shania, to lend us some animals for that. And also all sorts of different fall activities, places to take family photos as well, cute little photo booths, little cutouts for put your face in, all that sort of stuff. So lots of good stuff coming. So the first big project that we have to get out of the way is we are building a farm store right on the top of this hill to sell some fall decor items, as well as make it a consignment shop so that local craft vendors, that sort of thing, can come and sell their product in the farm store as well. Plus, we're hoping to carve out a corner in that store specifically for other social media farmers that would like to sell their products with us as well, maybe see some homegrown popcorn from Gavin, that sort of stuff. Sort of like a get to know your producer type of area.
So yes, the first project that, there's a couple of projects that I gotta take on here to get things up and going. First off, down there where my truck is, I gotta get a hole in that fence, get an entrance put in here, and then bringing it up the hill, we'll have a driveway. As we reach the top of the hill right here, we'll be placing the farm store somewhere in that location. Haven't pinpointed the exact location yet, but the farm store is going to be a 36 truss, so 36 wide by 40-foot long building with an 8-foot overhang on it. Concrete floors, hopefully you're going to have it insulated. make it really pretty, and a good place for people to come and showcase their products, and also for people to come buy their fall decor.
So continuing on our plan to kind of showcase the local fare around here, we do plan on using local food trucks as our food source. So again, be watching on our social media pages for announcements on who's going to be at the pumpkin patch serving food that weekend.
So our plan is to open up and be open this year, hopefully early September all the way through Halloween, and we'll be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
So you may be wondering how we came up with Papo's Pumpkin Patch. We went through a few trial runs of trying to decide what we wanted to call it. And when we were thinking about where we could possibly put the pumpkin patch, we actually considered for a hot minute putting it on my grandpa's old farm, but that just was a little too far out of the way. And from that thought process kind of brought through the name Papo's Pumpkin Patch. We've called my grandpa Papo for as long as I can remember. My oldest cousin called my grandparents Papo and Mamo, so that's kind of what brought on Papo's Pumpkin Patch. And my Papo has been a staple in the Appanoose County community for a very long time, served on the fire department for many, many years. And I often get asked when I'm out in the community if I am related to Al Clark. So we thought Papo's Pumpkin Patch was pretty fitting.
As I've kind of joked about, you know, it'd be a heck of a YouTube video if it says social media farmer can't grow pumpkins. So I'm definitely nervous about growing good pumpkins, keeping the weeds out of the pumpkins, and actually having the pumpkins yield so there's actually pumpkins there for people to come and pick. Done a few things. We've bought some equipment so far. Well, it's getting built. We're getting a pumpkin planter built, considering a couple of weeding options, and we've also talked to some people about some weed control programs for growing in pumpkins. Corn, we're not so worried about growing corn. We can get that done, hopefully. Other than that, this is going to be an undertaking. Should be a lot of fun projects with it, and hopefully I don't lose any hair by doing it.
So Ben's kind of already talked about his next steps with having to get the entrance built and get started contracting that building, and my next steps are to, as soon as he gets an entrance built, I actually have to apply for an address, which I've never done before, so that'll be interesting. And then a little more fun tasks, I get to go out and visit maybe some flea markets and try to get some people signed up to consign in the farm store with us, as well as reach out to some of those local food trucks and get them on our schedule as well. So if you happen to be watching this video and want to consign something with us or own a food truck and want to visit us this fall, send me an email. It's molly@papospunkinpatch.com, and I will respond to you.
So the one thing that we wanted to make sure of when we were going to take on this endeavor is that we want this business to be a community betterment program. We want to focus on being able to give back to the community with different fundraising opportunities. We're thinking about possibly like a haunted corn maze, other things along those lines, but we want it to do good for the community. That's one thing that we've been focusing on the entire time, and we've had some really good community support from...
Shout out to the Appanoose County PACT office for all of your help in supporting our business plan, and Delaney Evers specifically for supporting this the whole way through and making me feel like I know what I'm doing.
And then also for Sheraton Valley, their revolving loan fund is backing us to get this business up and running.
So be sure to watch out for Papo's Pumpkin Patch coming your way, hopefully this September. Follow along on the channel with all of the videos of it coming all the way through from literal dirt to an actual business, and watch me probably go gray in the process.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back to planting here in the next video. We'll see you guys then. Missed.
Bye. It ought to be fun. So we're gonna pick some pumpkins and we'll show you some once we got them picked.
You don't have to pick that one up, Wayne. I'll get you a regular sized pumpkin. Hold on.
There, right there.
That's a big one, isn't it?
It's a big.
It's a big one.
Oh,
That's probably an 80-pound pumpkin, Wayne. Don't you pick that up? Hey, here, hold on to this pumpkin.
you can pick yours.
Ben, you stand on the other side of it there.
Okay. Oh, we got it. I hold most of the weight. Come on, Molly.